Minor call your office? Dr.
I'm sorry, Doctor. No one disturbs patients.
That's ridiculous. Excuse me.
Orders of the Chief of Staff.
This is highly irregular.
Just doing our job.
Well, I've never heard of a staff member being denied access to a patient's room. Now, what is going on? Excuse me, I'd like some answers. Well, if you're not going to tell me, I'm going to see for myself.
Monica, what
Stop
are you doing?
this. If you don't move out of...
Shh, what are you doing here?
Oh, well, forgive me, Sean. For some reason, I thought this was General Hospital and my place of employment.
Oh, all right, take it easy. There's nothing to get upset about.
Upset? No, I'm not upset. I'm furious.
Just calm down.
What? What is happening? Wait a minute. How did you just happen to stroll by here?
Well, I was in the hospital. I thought I'd look in on you.
Oh, really? And you have some sort of ESP that told you I was going to be exactly right here? But are you and Duke Lavery up to something? What is it?
Monica, I think you're imagining.
I want to know what is going on, Sean. Is he in that room?
Where else would he be?
Well, why can't I see him then?
Please, will you just trust me with this?
Absolutely not. I'm not putting up with any more of your games. I'm talking to Steve Hardy.
Monica.
Go with me. Sean! Go of me.
Listen.
Who the hell do you think you are?
I think I am a friend. Keeping you from making one big mistake.
Oh, excuse me. I'm not going to make another mistake. No, the last time you pulled one of your little schemes and used this hospital, I almost got fired. And I'm not going to have this happen again. Now, will you let me get out that door?
I cannot take credit for this particular masterpiece. It was Robert's idea.
Robert Scorpio?
Yes, and he wouldn't play games with this hospital unless he thought it was vitally important.
Well, I wouldn't put anything past you, but I have always thought that Robert Scorpio had some scruples.
You'll keep quiet about this.
Against my better judgment.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Oh, I guess this is the the only time that we've been alone since, well, since our relationship jumped the track. Huh?
Oh, is that what it did? I've been wondering.
It's strange feeling awkward around you. We're as close as any two people could be. Why should we feel uncomfortable now?
Maybe because we were so close.
Yeah. Look, would you mind staying here for a while? I know this is not my penthouse or the Quartermain mansion, but it is private, and we need to talk.
Or shouldn't you be out there diverting all the rest of the staff?
No, I'm sure the guards can hold down the fort for a while. I asked you to stay because I owe you an explanation.
For what?
For why we're here.
In the linen closet.
No. I think you know what I'm talking about. I cared for you very deeply, Monica. More than any woman I've ever known.
You certainly convinced me of that, I'll say that.
Now, I was so sure you were the one for me.
Yes, I felt the same way. So, what went wrong?
I don't think you can pinpoint one particular moment.
Well, as far as I was concerned, it just came right out of the blue. One moment it was there, the next it wasn't. Kind of like I just dreamt the whole thing.
Did I vanish, or did you just wake up?
What, are you saying that I drove us away?
No. It takes two to tango.
I wasn't the one that was seeing somebody else.
Neither was I. Not the way you mean.
Oh, really? Well, I think this whole discussion is really pointless. I don't particularly want to do an autopsy on the relationship, Sean. I just would like to know one thing. I need to hear it from you. Is it really over between us? Oh, dear.
Is that funny?
Yes, actually, the question is, considering the fact I know you and Tiffany are sleeping together. But nevertheless, I still need to know. I need to hear it from you. Okay?
What do you want, Monica?
I want to get on with my life, whatever that means. And the suspense is killing me, so just tell me that we're finished.
I'll tell you something you don't know. I haven't slept with Tiffany.
What?
Yet.
Oh, it's just been a casual fling.
No, it's more than that.
Oh, come on. Come on, I'm sorry. I can't buy that. You cannot tell me that you and Tiffany are just friends. All right, look who's laughing now.
No, forgive me. I was just remembering something that Tiffany told me earlier. We have been just friends. But she wants that to stop, and so do I.
You gonna break up with her, too?
No, just the opposite. I couldn't get involved with someone else until I was sure that you and I were finished with each other.
How very noble of you.
No, just practical. If I learned anything in my days at the WSB, it was never to start any new projects until all the old ones were resolved.
Oh, well, I mean, that's just good old common business sense. See, unfortunately, we're not talking business, really. We're talking personal, not professional. Personal as in being in bed with someone, not in the office. And I happen to know that Tiffany has been in both places, Sean.
You know, maybe that was what has been, or what was wrong with our relationship from the start.
What, Tiffany?
No. Or trust. Or rather, the lack of it.
Okay, then you can just trust me when I say that we are finished. You don't have to tell me that. I can see it written all over your face.
And yours.
And you can also trust me when I say that I will not divulge your little secret about Duke.
Thank you.
You're welcome, but I'm not doing it for you. I'm doing it for Robert Scorpio.
Dr. Masoni, call the pharmacy. Dr. Masoni, call the pharmacy.
Hello, Mother.
Oh, thanks for coming home early, darling.
Well, I got your message. You said it was important.
Well, I think it is. It has to do with New Year's resolutions.
I'm sorry I haven't made my list yet.
Well, it's about time you did then. I told your father the same thing,
Really? What did he say?
that he'd think about it.
Well, that's definitely progress.
I want him to give Jimmy Lee the money for the farm.
You know that Monica's willing to put up half the money? Did she tell you?
Oh, how lovely of her. You know, in a way, Monica reminds me of Charity.
Really? I hadn't noticed.
Well, Charity was very blunt to me about her feelings for Jimmy Lee. She thinks that he's been treated as an illegitimate son for long enough.
I agree. I'll tell you, I'd raise holy hell with Monica if she started discriminating between Alan Jr. and Jason.
And yet your father has discriminated between you and Jimmy Lee all this time. Doesn't that bother you?
Do you want a noble answer out of me?
I suppose I do.
I think what you're asking without asking is for me to go to the father and see if I can get at least half the money out of him. Is that right?
Precisely.
I'll do it. You know, it's really amazing about Monica, isn't it?
Oh, it's not amazing at all.
Really?
What is amazing is that you don't know your own wife after living with her for all these years.
I'm not sure I know what you're saying.
Monica's still in love with you, Alan.
Oh, that's nonsense.
Why else would she have made this gesture towards Jimmy Lee?
I can't follow your reasoning.
Well, she's trying to get Charity out of here as soon as possible because she realizes that it's making you very unhappy. Now, if that isn't love for you, I don't know what else you'd call it.
If I'm not mistaken, spring is still a few months away. Now, can I detect an early thaw here?
It's worth thinking about anyway.
You're something else, Mother. You never give up on me, do you?
Well, sometimes I'm very tempted to give up on you, Ellen, but never on a Quartermain marriage.
I love you.
I love you too, darling.
I am now going to beard the lion in his den. Wish me luck. I think I'm going to need it.
Oh, Lila. Is Alan home?
Yes, he's upstairs with his father.
Uh-oh. That sounds ominous.
Well, it's really rather exciting. I had a talk to Edward this afternoon about giving Jimmy Lee the money for his farm, and then Alan gave me the news about your very generous offer.
So Alan put the two together and decided to put his own pressure on Edward, right?
Precisely.
Well, I guess affair with Charity was a lot more important than I thought.
There never was an affair, Monica.
What do you mean?
They never slept together.
What? You know, sometimes you've amazed me with that.
It's the kind of thing a wife likes to know for sure, darling.
And what is the kind of thing that a wife would like to know for sure?
Well, wife would like to know for sure that her husband talked to Edward and talked him into forking up the other half of the money for the farm.
As a matter of fact, it didn't even take a lot of arm twisting.
He agreed to give the money to Jimmy Lee?
Half the money. When I told him about your generous offer, he chuckled.
So I shamed him into doing it, huh?
And ashamed is not the right word. I would choose the word conned. I think you conned him, Monica, into doing what he really wanted to do all along anyway.
I really can't believe it.
Neither can I, really.
I also told him that he hadn't been fair to Jimmy Lee, and he agreed. So I think that the money was forthcoming out of guilt more than anything else.
And I think you could just possibly be right. Well, wait till Jimmy Lee hears about this.
You mustn't say anything to him.
Why not?
Because Father wants to write him a letter. He doesn't want to face him in person.
Well, I can understand that after the way he treated him all through the holidays.
Very difficult for a leopard to change its spots sometimes. But he can try.